Well, let's take you to the memorial service now, and our reporter Mbali Mthethwa is there. Mbali, good evening. A somber gathering for the family, the friends and the well-wishers of Tebello Motsoane. What's happening there now?
Good evening, Iman. We understand that the memorial service is just moments away from beginning. We are seeing people coming in, friends and family. One person that I have spotted is Mbali Mthethwa, who was the former spokesperson for Minister of Finance Malusi Gigaba when he was still in office, and he spoke about him as a friend and someone he met when he came to Joburg more than 15 years ago, and they became friends after that, and the rest, as they say, is history. I'm going to speak to more people who knew Tibz, and as we have been doing for most of the week. One person who joins me right now is Lerato Singadi. Thank you so much for speaking to us. How did you know Tibz, and how will you remember him?
I've known Tibz, which for what seems like almost half my life. You know, we're in the hip-hop and entertainment industry together, and that's sort of how we started, how I met him. And I mean, he'll be remembered as a really gentle guy, a very stand-up, like, gentleman's gentleman, and who has the biggest passion for food and life. And it's just so tragic. Like, I don't even have words, really, to be honest.
I mean, the news really shocked all of South Africa. How have you been holding up since then?
I'm holding on by a thread, to be honest. It's just this constant barrage of grief. You know, it's like we're constantly having the rug pulled from under us. You know, you try and get your footing, and then another passing. So honestly, for me, it's just I'm in autopilot, and I'm just waiting to be woken up from this dream, because it can't be real.
A lot of people have said they're still in disbelief, and you know, when I've spoken to some of his friends, they've described him as someone who was a mentor, a brother, and most of all a brand strategist, and someone who could really communicate and articulate himself very well around brands. How would you describe him, and you know, the different many hats that he wore in his career path?
He was a millennial man, you know. That's just who he was. He was everything. He was articulate, he was good looking, lest to forget, he was a great cook. He knew who he was, and he wasn't afraid to show us that. So I think we're really going to miss him. We're really going to miss his contribution to so many lives, his contribution to his friendship, his laughter, it's just dreadful, man.
Thank you so much for speaking.
I think a sharp thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. There you have it. That is Lerato Singadi, who is also a friend of Tibz, speaking to us about the life that Tibz lived and the relationship that they shared as friends. I'm also joined by someone else who wants to, you know, share her thoughts, your thoughts on the passing. How do you feel right now? It's a memorial service. Will you be speaking?
Yeah, it is devastating, you know, it was unexpected, and when someone is still so young and full of life and has potential, you never really prepare for such moments. But I saw Tibz as an older brother. He was my senior here at Sacred Heart College, and I just have a memory of him when it was athletics day. It was just so funny how everybody would scream, "Tibz, Tibz," like they were expecting for him to win the race and that. So, yeah, we all here.
Was he fast?
He was quite fast from what I remember.
And did he win any games? I mean, any races?
Yeah, a few. So him turning out as a chef was also like quite a surprise to me. Different passions. So yeah, I'll just always remember him as that bubbly chef, and I'm sure many people will miss his cuisine.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
There you have it. We've just heard that Tibz used to win many of the races here at Sacred Heart when he was still a learner here at the school. The service is just about to start. We've heard just a little bit of music playing in the background. It's unclear if it is going to start or if it's just some of the preparations, but it was scheduled to start at 5 p.m. It's back to you in studio.